So in this quick section of web application hacking, before we move on to, to write down, explicit hacking, let's first, learn how to do reconnaissance or recon or learn about the target on our web applications. So if you remember from the stages of hacking section, we talked about how to gather information about our target, all right? So that is what we'll be doing in this section also today. We'll be gathering information about our target. And what is our target in this case? Well, it's the web applications or the websites. So how do you find out the information about a website that you're attacking? Well, let's assume that we were attacking the IDI bank, of course, our favorite bank. And if we wanted to attack them physically, well, then we would check their security guards, the company of locks they're using. Are those locks exploitable? Can we have a master key? What kind of people are there working? Can we exploit those people in some way? Well, if you're attacking a website or a web server, you have the same methodology. The first step that you always follow is recon. So how do you know what a website is made of? Okay. So the very first thing that you can do is you can just visit the website. So let's, for our example test purposes, let's visit tutu.com here. So we have tutu.com here, and one of the things that you can do is you can just right click and click on view page source. And now you can start reading. So I know that it's a HTML page, obviously, because they are HTML. Their browsers do run on HTML. But I can also see there is this thing, and there's this meta name, which is known as Facebook domain verification. So I know it's using some kind of Facebook analytics. Then there is also Google Analytics here. So you can see the website is also using some Google Analytics. Then there is this Google sign-in client. So I know that they are using this for Google sign-in. Then we have some Bootstrap CDN. So I know that they are using Bootstrap for CSS. And there are a whole lot of other things. I also see Cloudflare here. So I know that they are maybe using Cloudflare for some things. So as you can see, there's a whole lot of things here. And then you can get an idea of what kind of things that they're using. As you can see, there's these asset images. There's this some lorem ipsum comments, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, you can see, you can gather a whole lot of information about a website by going through their comments. But now, if you want to go a little bit advanced, the next thing that you can do is you can right click on a website and click on inspect element, basically. So what it does is it opens the developer console, and now you can have a whole lot of more details about it. So if I wanted to know what kind of request the website is making, as we move forward in the course, you will see how important this is as we are using Burp Suite. But if we just come to this section, we can see that the website is using a whole lot of technologies here. As you can see, we are gathering these files, these JS files. You can see this jQuery file. Then there is this AOS script.js, multiple kinds of CSS files, the images files, etc., etc., etc. So you can see we can, gather a whole lot of information and data about it. And if you want to filter it by, type, then you can also filter by type from here. So you can see HTML. Then there is CSS, then there is only JavaScript if you only want to see what kind of JavaScript the website is using. And as you can see, there's a lot. As you can see, connect.facebook.net. So it's probably Facebook Analytics thing. Then there is this Google Analytics thing. Then there are these Google APIs, etc., etc. I can also see what fonts they are using. So now if I disable all of those, no fonts are being pulled down. Then these are the images that are being pulled down. Then this is the other media, which is not images. WS material. So you can see there's a whole lot of things that you can find about a website by monitoring it just with your developer tools. But if you want to go a step further, we have other tools for this. So the first tool is Built With. So Built With is a website that allows you to see what basically, as the name suggests, what websites are built with. So if I were to type here tutu.com and press enter, it would give me all the list of technologies that the website backend is using. So now I can get an idea of what software, or basically what software stacks or what technology stacks the developer was using when they were developing this website. So as we searched before, you can see there's this Google Analytics, then there is global site tag, then there is Facebook, Facebook Pixel and Facebook Signals and Facebook Analytics. And then I can see that they're using Font Awesome for some things. Then they're using the Google Font API. And as I scroll down, I can see that they are using PHP, they're using PHP 7, and then they're using Bootstrap, there's CDN.js, they're Unpackaged, JS Delivery, and you can see a whole lot of technologies are here by which they are using to, host the website. They're also using GoDaddy for DNS, etc., etc. So you can gather a whole lot of information like this. You can also install their Firefox extension from here. I'm using Firefox. If you're using Chrome, there should be also a Chrome extension available. So yeah, there's this extension which you can use, but the extension that I like to use is from Vapalizer. But let's just go to the next application, which is WhatRuns. So WhatRuns is another similar extension, but instead of a website, it's just an extension for your browser. So let's just install it because it's free. So you can go to whatruns.com. So let me just show you. You can just open your browser and search for WhatRuns, and you can come to their page, which is here, as you can see. So let me just close this. We can also close Built With. Yeah, let's just keep it for verifying our results. So yeah, this is what runs looks like. So you can add this extension to Firefox, and I will continue to allow its installation. And it's loaded now, and I'll add it. So as you can see, the extension is now here. And if I were to now, now if you were to visit youtube.com, so you wanted to see what website, software this website is running, including the version numbers, well, you can click on this extension now, and what runs will take us a bit amount of time. It will gather all the technology, comments and, everything else. It will go through the source code and try to gather what applications the website is running on. So if you give it a minute, it will show you all the, software stacks and the technology stacks that the website is using. Seems like it's taking a bit of time here. Let's see. It should work. If not, we'll jump to some another website. That is why I don't use what runs. I used to use it, but then, it started lagging like this. So I switched to another platform. So that's what I'll be suggesting in the end. Let's just wait if what runs can give us an output. So we need to double click again on it. Yeah. Okay. So now we have the output. As you can see, it's using Google Plus widgets. Then there is font script, Google Font API, as we checked here. If we came here, and if we go down, we can see Google Font API and Font Awesome. We can see the same thing here for tutood.com. Not in a new tab, tutood. Okay, let me just put it back here. Yeah, perfect. So, yeah, for buttons, as you can see, we are using PHP 7.3.1.4. So if I wanted to, theoretically hack this website, what I could do is I could run exploit.db, and then I could go there and, I know that tutood.com is using that specific version of PHP, so I could just search for it here. And as you can see, there's nothing found, but yeah, you get the gist that you can do that. I can also type just this and, exploit and see if anything comes up. As you can see, not many of some exploits do come up by Tenable and etc. And there is some remote execution vulnerability also. So yeah, as you can see, you can gather information about a website and, start attacking from there. Then the next extension that I like to use is Vapalizer. So this is the extension that I use because it's quicker, faster, and much better, and it's also a bit good looking. You can also come to their website and do the same thing. So search for Vapalizer by typing Vapalizer. So basically analyzer, but for web apps. So Vapalizer. You can come to their website and you can type the website's name that you want to see, or you can also upload a list of all websites. So basically it should be a txt file with all amounts of domain, and then you can upload it here and see. So yeah, this Vapalizer. Let's try to search for tutood.com here, see what we get. So it does seem that it's kind of loading, and yeah, so we have all this information here. So we have the technology that they're using. So they're using Bootstrap, AOS, Deliver, and as you can see, PHP 7.3.23, the one we were just talking about. Then there's this Apache, Google Plus. So as you can see, you can gather information about websites. You can also see what security. So they are using GoDaddy for their certification, and it will expire on October 3rd of 2021. You can also gather some other metadata, and this can also give you social account information and such stuff if you unlock with Pro. All right. So this is how Vapalizer works. Vapalizer also has extensions. So if you come to their products, and I guess if you come to technology lookup, maybe it does have they do have an extension because I have used it. I just forgot where to find it. Let's see if it's in the app section. Yeah. So if you come to the app section in Vapalizer, you can see that they have a Firefox extension. So as soon as you click on it, it will take you to a Firefox web page, and then you can click on Add to Firefox. And you can add here, and then it should be here. So now Vapalizer is also here. So if I wanted to see, now I have two extensions. There is what runs, which will give me the output, and there is also Vapalizer. So let's just wait for Vapalizer to load. These extensions do take a bit of time when the first time that they're loading, because they're gathering, going through all the source code of the website and, scraping through all the data that they can find. But once it's done, then you can get quicker results. Let's just see if it works. Oh, don't let me down, Vapalizer. I do use it daily for my research purposes in my browser. I don't know why it's acting up like now, right now. Let me just pause and give it a few minutes to run, and then I'll let you know. Yeah, so now as you can see, Vapalizer is giving me this output. It just seemed like I don't wanted, needed to restart my browser. So if you're installing extension in your browser, remember to restart your browser. And now that we try it, it can give us the same output. So you can see all the technology that it's using, and we can also see some version numbers. And then there is other info also. You can also get an API key to gather more data and, subscribe to their Pro plans. As you can see, Vapalizer gives us more. And if you can turn it off from right here, if you're, worried about what it's doing, and, you can play this tic-tac-toe game with the computer. So as you can see now, like even extensions come built in with games, and if you turn it on, it should give you, all the information. So let's try visiting some other website. Let's try visiting my own website, which is brownboy.tech. See what we can gather. We have come to my website, and as you can see, as soon as the Vaporizer extension detects some data, it will start showing the pop-up number there, and then you can click on it and see. So it's working on Ruby on Rails. Then I'm using Fastly as a CDN. Then I'm using Jekyll as my generator. It's hosted on GitHub pages. I'm using Varnish for caching and HTTP and Ruby, etc. So as now you can see, you can gather information from any other website that which you're using. We can visit some other websites. Can we visit? Let's visit Hacking Simulator. Why not? Because we are here. So let's try visiting a hacking simulator, which you can, record in front of your friends online and, act like a hacker. So this is Hacker Typer. You can just, I'm not typing all of this. I'm just pressing random keys on my keyboard and it's giving me all this. So you can see that it's using Fastly and Ruby again. And then it's also hosted on GitHub pages. You can see same thing as my website. There's also some another online hacking simulator. Maybe it's this one, pranks.com. Oh yeah, I love this one. It gives you all this, kind of things and, all this UI base that it seems like that you're actually hacking some real thing. And you can also click on automate. And then it will just, go full screen and start hacking everything. And, your browser just looks like that you're the latest hacker ever in the world. You can see we have a password cracker. We also have headquarter surveillance. You can see it's just some random IP cam that I just opened. And there is this compiling code animation, which is just C matrix. There is another animation. Then this is just some random code typing on its own. So you can see a whole lot of information is there. You can also start your Bitcoin miner from here. And now we are mining Bitcoin. Oh, look at how fast we are mining the Bitcoin. I'm going to be rich. So yeah, it's just, having fun. But yeah, now if I wanted to see what this website is running, I can click on the extension and see what websites it's running. Software is running. So I can see it's using Particle.js for particles. Then I see that it's using AMP. Then it's also using jQuery and jQuery UI. It's hosted behind the Cloudflare, CDN. And I can see that it's made in HTTP. So yeah, now you know about these tools. Now you have an idea. Let's just close this webcam because this is very creepy. Yeah. So now you know how to, do reconnaissance on a website and gather information about it. You already know about Whoisinfo. So you can gather Whoisinfo. Then there is also DNS info. And for Whoisinfo, I shared a website with you guys, which was called, what's the website called? I forgot. DNS, viewdns.info. So viewdns.info can provide you all kinds of DNS information and pinging records. Then we also have Vaporizer at our hands. And now you can see what kind of technologies the website is running. And then we can also do other reconnaissance on a website. So as you can see, you have so many tools at your disposal to, know details about a website and gather information about it and, start your recon process. And then from there, you can start planning how to phase your attacks and, what applications are you going to attack, etc. So yeah, that was it for gathering information about web applications. See you in the next section.